full of hate. He butthurts, cries, and a dark shadow falls over this troll. From the ashes of a once great fandom has risen a meme, an LOL that must be liked. We look to the airwaves for a vindicator, someone to strike fear in the dark basement of the parents who created him. The battle between fan and smart has begun. With a head on his shoulders stands the smart fan, a speaker of truths, with a voice of silence, and a radio show of justice. This is Ring Rust.
So if you want to follow along the story I'm about to read, pop on over to the CHMR's Ring Rust Facebook page. Click on like if you haven't already. I'll just read, and then you can just click on the link when you find it. After WWE Hall of Famer Adam Edge Copeland was forced to cancel his appearance with Christian at Caroline's in New York during SummerSlam weekend due to other commitments, a new event has been announced with the Peeps champion and former Vitamin C tag team partner Chris Jericho. The event will feature a live Talk is Jericho podcast recording, a Q&A, photo ops, and autographs. And there is a link there to check out the poster, I think, and more information about the show. So feel free to give that a look. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerberology TV. Because it makes you kind of hot and thirsty. Anyway, this is Fatboy Mark Jabroni. You're listening to Ring Rust. You want to check out the story I'm about to read from here, pop on over to the CHR's Ring Rust Facebook page, click on like if you haven't already, and scroll on down to the story about Samoa Joe. The NXT champion recently spoke with NOLA.com to promote his this weekend's NXT live event in New Orleans, Louisiana. So go check that out. And I'll just be your destroyer. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerberology TV. Paul Heyman agreed on a new WWE contract before returning to Raw this past Monday night with Brock Lesnar. While Heyman's contract expired, there had been a general feeling that he would be back in time for SummerSlam. But there were some higher-ups who believed the one behind the one in 21-1 wasn't coming back. Without mentioning a few more ones, probably. Can we sneak another couple of ones in there somewhere? Maybe a 2? I don't know. I'm kind of partial to 3. Can we make it 31-1 just to make it sound even better? I don't know. Paul was reportedly pushing for a raise that was beyond what McMahonopoulos was willing to pay him. According to sources, the former Extreme Championship Wrestling head honcho tried to talk himself into a deal that would have been worth more than he's making now. I guess he wouldn't be negotiating for less money. WWE played hardball and said they wouldn't go in that direction. The deal expired, but the two sides never stopped talking. There's also been unhappiness in the company about some of Heyman's outside projects, which didn't help the contract talks. What ultimately changed the contract status was Brock Lesnar's return. The former WWE champion reportedly went to bat and said he wanted Heyman there with him, make it happen. No word yet on if Heyman hustled the terms the way he wanted them. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerberology TV. This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You're listening to Ring Rust. There are rumors from multiple sources of varying Meltzer levels of reliability that Roderick Strong's on his way to WWE. We'll keep you posted as more news comes forth. And whether or not it ends up being anything more than someone just stroking his own ego saying, let's see if I can get people to believe Roderick Strong is going to WWE. Radio shrug. He is a reason. He's interested or he's not interested. And they've offered or they haven't offered. We'll see as the days and weeks progress.
Everybody attack the base. I'll hide here. Wait for it. Oops.
Yeah, well, 2 can blow bubbles in this bathtub.
Hey, what's up? This is referee Tony S., and you're listening to Ring Rust on CHMR.
WWE SmackDown Live featured a triple threat match to name a new number one contender for the Miz's Intercontinental Championship. Apollo Crews defeated Baron Corbin, Vernaz, and Kalisto to go one-on-one with Mike Mizanin at SummerSlam on August 21st. And also, as previously reported, AJ Styles had a message for John Cena on this week's SmackDown. The message turned into a war of words, with Cena expressing his heartfelt love for the WWE. The segment ended with the Phenomenal One challenging the Chain Gang Commander to a match at SummerSlam, promising this time there'd be no WWE Bullet Club and therefore no excuses. Those matches are added to the rest of the card, which so far is a WWE Universal Championship match, which sees Seth Rollins taking on Finn Balor to determine the first ever champion. WWE Championship match sees Dolph Ziggler challenging Dean Ambrose. WWE Women's Championship match sees Charlotte with her return match against Sasha Banks, the champion, and Randy Orton, for no reason whatsoever, is taking on Brock Lesnar, except apparently they both need a match. So, yeah. Fantastic.
This is 93.5 CHMR FM.
Macho Facts. Randy Savage invented black. In fact, he invented the entire visible spectrum of colors except pink. Tom Cruise invented pink. And Macho Man was the fourth wise man. He brought baby Jesus the gift of beard, which Jesus wore proudly to his dying day. The other wise men, jealous of Jesus' obvious gift favoritism, used their combined influence to have Randy omitted from the Bible. Shortly after, all three died of top rope elbow drop related deaths.
This is Fabo Marcheroni. You're listening to Ring Rust. So let's recap this week's Cruiserweight Classic episode on the WWE Network, which was the last show covering the first round. So everything from this point in is the second round. The 16 guys, anyway, facing off with each other over the next 4 weeks. And then after that is, the 16 paired down to 4, and then on to the winner. Rich Swann defeated Jason Lee. That was a nice match. Well, they're all great. You can't really say that one was great because you'd be saying that about literally every match. The main event was the only one that really stands out super big, I guess. So everything else was just completely great. So Noam Dar defeated Gurv Shira. I hope that's how you pronounce it. So that means, both Bollywood boys are out of the competition, but I'm sure they'll both have a job somewhere down the road. As what WWE does. Jack Gallagher, the guy who everybody was talking about once I was checking my social media while this was actually going out live. WWE needs to hire Jack Gallagher, or Gallagher, how are you pronouncing it? Isn't it just Gallagher? Isn't that how you pronounce it? Or is there a special pronunciation for it? Anyway, defeated Fabian Eichner. Considering how much bigger Fabian Eichner was, it was rather surprising to see Jack Gallagher have any offense whatsoever, let alone come out on top. And of course, the main event saw Johnny Gargano defeating Tommaso Ciampa. Yes, tag team partners going up against each other in the spirit of competition. And man, was that competition spirited. That was, like, in the last 5 minutes of the match, every move that they landed could have ended any other match. It's like, oh my God, it's over. No, he kicked out. Oh my God, he kicked out. And oh, he's over. I'm like, and he kicked out again. So, that was quite the roller coaster ride. And on WWE.com, they have a video of Tommaso Ciampa interrupting Mr. Wrestling's celebration interview. It's a WWE.com exclusive, so feel free to pop over and check that out. You are listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Paige has been pulled from next week's WWE live events in Australia and New Zealand. She was scheduled to team with WWE Women's Champion Sasha Banks versus Done with Flair, which is Charlotte and Dana Brooke. But now Banks is advertised for a handicap match. And more on that. Actually, both Paige and Jimmy Uso are said to be dealing with unknown injuries. The former WWE Divas NXT Women's Champion was pulled from the shows down under, as I mentioned. Apparently that's because she's injured. No word yet on what kind of injury or the severity. Her mother, Saraya Knight, took to Twitter and confirmed that she's injured. No word yet on Uso's injury either, but this is why Jey Uso's been working singles matches and teaming with Zack Ryder, among others. Paige last wrestled on the June 27th Raw, a tag match with Sasha Banks over the aforementioned Done with Flair, which is Dana Brooke and Charlotte, because I enjoy naming tag teams. And WWE apparently doesn't. Jimmy last wrestled at Battleground on July 24th, teaming with his brother to lose to Breezango, which is Fandango and Tyler Breeze. What happens when WWE names a tag team? We'll keep you updated on their statuses. The former Brittany Knight posted the following video in late July. You can pop one over to CHMR's Ring Rust Facebook page. Scroll on down until you get to that and give it a look. Or maybe you'd prefer to get smashed in the face.
Coming through. Sorry. Oh, that stings. I beg your pardon.
Ooh, sprechen Sie sexy.
This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust. WWE Hall of Famer superstar Billy Graham has been admitted to the Mayo Clinic due to serious medical symptoms. Graham was scheduled to undergo surgery yesterday morning to identify the cause of his issues. We'll bring you more information as it becomes available.
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni.
So I guess the last bit of news we'll be getting to today. WWE NXT General Manager William Regal has made Bayley versus Asuka for the NXT Women's Championship official, and the match will happen on August 20th at NXT TakeOver back to Brooklyn. The only other match announced as of this writing is Shinsuke Nakamura versus NXT Champion Samoa Joe in the main event. Looking forward to seeing both those matches, actually. Not sure which one I'd looking forward to most. Oh, right. I'm a heterosexual male. So I guess that answers the question. And I like seeing these two women wrestle on top of it, so. That's why I used to hashtag my secret girlfriend. Not even they know.
That's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark, from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows. Later days.
This is 93.5 CHMR FM.